Hey, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Stay in Tune TV. Hope y'all are doing well. Well, by now, just about everybody has heard of the unfortunate passing of rapper King Von. So today I'll be sharing posts from Asian Doll, King Von's baby mothers, King Von's cousins, T.I., Billionaire Black, NBA Youngboy, Lil Reese, DJ Akedemiks, and Rondo. We're also going to touch on the interview that King Von's manager did with DJ Akedemiks. I'll also be sharing a little bit of audio from that interview, and we'll touch on the ongoing beef between King Von, Lil Reese, Rondo, and NBA Youngboy. Some believe that this ongoing beef may have ultimately led to King Von's death. So Asian Doll has been sharing a lot on social media in regards to King Von's passing. I will not be sharing all of her posts, but let's just get right into it. So Agent Doll posted this. My boy is at rest. They can't use him no more, drain him no more. They can't give him pills. They can't snake him, nothing. He's in heaven amongst other kings. Y'all, I promise y'all he's okay. Just didn't know it was going to happen this fast. He's worried about his girls. Von's last words was, y'all let them niggas get up on me. Stop crying. Y'all let them get me. My boy's resting. He was so tired, like really tired. Y'all, he did what he had to do for his legacy to forever live on. But trust me, y'all, he's good. He's finally at peace. So everybody was wondering, like, how did Asian Doll hear that? Like, she wasn't there, so how did she know what King Von's last words were? Did somebody tell her that? Whatever. So apparently, Asian Doll was seeing a spiritual advisor, and she said the spiritual advisor also said this. She said, Von's spirit is very strong. I been knew that though. And he is cool and calm. She also said that he is with his loved ones, and he called me my, and that he's up there going with the flow, and he has been visiting people like NLE Chopper. Now, this spiritual advisor, she coming with specifics. Somebody please get Miss Cleo a tip. So then she goes on to say, if they ain't get shot or died with Von, they ain't helping. Hey, boss top, go collect them old block chains ASAP. Hey, to all the females out there, if y'all got a street nigga and his friends, it's a big reason y'all fall out. Don't leave your nigga no matter what. Stay and ride and show your nigga every day why you realer than anybody else on his team. Y'all left my boy when he was unarmed, and he would have hawked MFs down for them and spent again and again and again. Crazy. I knew my boy's heart and loyalty wasn't deserved. He's okay. So yes, of course, at a time like this, you can expect that emotions are running high. So basically, people just start coming out the woodwork saying how Von was left for dead, his friends didn't help him, and all of that. So allegedly, his cousins posted this. Came to his house to sit with us and make sure his kids straight. Not one nigga from O Block or Killer War or check on his mama. All y'all some hoes and need to come up out them chains. All y'all scary. It ain't about that, for real. I said it. So apparently King Von's manager got fed up with everything that people were saying. You know what I'm saying? As far as nobody helping Von. You know what I'm saying? So he posted this. Let one more person from the outside that's close to Von keep on with all this goofy stuff. I promise I'm going to expose all that goofy stuff because I was there and got shot behind this. Y'all stop blaming people. Y'all don't even know what happened or who was involved. Y'all see one camera angle and think y'all figured it out. That goes for ex-girlfriend, family, or whoever. Meaning Asian Doll or whoever. So I did watch the interview that the manager did with DJ Akedemiks, and I do have snippets of audio from that interview. But to bring you up to speed, he basically said that they were all at the club celebrating King Von's album release, as well as his friend's Boss Top's birthday. After the club, they were supposed to all go back to the hotel, and that they were usually on the same page, but for some reason, this night, Von had other plans. They were in different vehicles. Von was in a bulletproof vehicle, and they were in other vehicles. And Von told his driver to go to the hookah lounge where the murder took place. Once they got to the hookah lounge, they called the manager, basically asked them where they were at, told them where they were, and the manager, security that was with him, and whoever else met King Von them at the hookah lounge.
Von homeboys came to him and was like, "Hey, we seen so and so in the car. He's asleep," and he jumped up. I'm talking about like
Wait. So the other dude was sleeping, or
someone.
or just like just not aware type shit.
The other artist was sleeping, unaware. He
Okay.
just put up to the club. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm not gonna give nobody no name,
Yeah.
whatever. He put up to the club, and I believe it was just him and his driver. That's what supposedly what it was. Him and his driver, and a McLaren or some type of car they had. So one of the guys spotted him, and they came to the car where me, Vaughn, BJ, and a female, and one more person was in the car. And representative came to the car. From there, 1 second later, Vaughn was out the car. From there, 1 second later, Vaughn was shot. And then from there, police started shooting. The night was over. What time does anybody have to even do anything? At this point, guys is shot. They homeboys getting killed in front of them. Vaughn getting shot. Police shooting. Everybody is in a state of panic because it wasn't a situation where it was digested and it was put out there in the right way. It was Vaughn, and I love Vaughn to death. And like I said in the beginning, Vaughn is somebody I would put my life with. He know how to move. He carry himself great. He's one of the people that if he's in the city, he's in the club, he's watching everybody, he knows. For some reason that night, I don't know why, I really can't explain, Vaughn did not move like Vaughn would move. His guys didn't know what was going on. The few people that did know what's going on wasn't too quick to react because it was a fast-paced situation, guys. Vaughn jumped out the car. I don't even think he knew where so-and-so was. He just jumped out the car. He bumped into so-and-so. As soon as he bumped into so-and-so, started brawling. From that 1.5 second of brawling at, one of his so-and-so accomplice came through the side of a white car that we didn't even know was with so-and-so. That's how unaware the situation was.
Yeah.
Came out the car from the side, like y'all can see on the camera, and shot Vaughn and me 4 times. I think he let 4 or 5 shots off. Vaughn got hit 3 or 4 times. I got hit in the leg, started bleeding, went for cover. He was down.
Are you on that security footage too? Like,
yes.
Okay.
I'm the one that's moving as the altercation happening. I'm the one that's right by him, moving back, and everybody else coming towards him was getting shot at by the officers. The other 2 people that died from bullet wounds from the officers. It was undercovers, and it wasn't no shots to wound, to drop weapon. It was straight execution style shots. And the one person that went to get the firearm to situate him ended up getting shot by the police. So when you guys see everybody ducking for cover, it wasn't ducking for cover for the guy that's shooting Vaughn, because after he shot Vaughn, that was it. Like he got shot right there. He was already wounded. It's shots from everywhere else that everybody was concerned of. Cars was running people over. People was getting shot. Other people was with armed weapons was in danger because police. If you had a weapon on you that day, I believe you would have got shot.
So King Von's manager said that he wanted to speak on behalf of Von and his guys because he felt that the narrative that was being spent wasn't accurate and that he has close relationships with them. He says he know how hard they go for Von and vice versa. He also says that although he's usually low-key and doesn't speak publicly about things, he felt he had a responsibility to clarify as well as make sure King Von's legacy isn't tarnished. So both of King Von's baby mothers took to social media to share how they felt. So I'm going to first read what the mother of his oldest child said. So she said, Von baby, I'm so lost. I'm so sorry. We always get into it. Say things we don't mean. Get back cool and laugh at it. You know my heart. You know I'll protect you and my son forever. We moved to Atlanta in 2018 to keep you out of trouble. I'm so lost. Our son, what do I tell him? You prep me for this. You coach me on what to do if this happened, but I'm not strong enough. Davon, where you at? I don't have no mom, no dad, no grandma, no grandpa, no uncles. You said you ain't going nowhere. We just lost Granny. Your mom's so strong. I got her. We just talked. You told me everything was going to get better. We was broke together and planned everything and things ain't go as planned. But I thought we had more time. Baby mama number one, an Asian doll, King Von's ex, used to have beef. So I guess social media was saying that she was trying to step on Asian doll's toes when she made a post. I don't see how. But she posted, nothing I post is for disrespect. Me and Asian, we been squashed stuff months ago. She family, Von loves her. She don't have to go through this alone. I'll share my son with her. So then the mother of his second child posted, I'm completely lost. I don't know. I just don't know. Vaughn, I can't even think straight. I ain't even built for this. I'm hurt. Our baby, you, your kids. I can't do this alone. My baby only 1 year old, and we gotta go the rest of our lives like this. God, why? My prayers go out to King Von's baby mothers and both of those beautiful babies who now have to grow up without their dad. So I'm trying to remember how this beef even started. We have King Von, his guy Lil Reese, Quando Rondo, and NBA Youngboy. Now, I remember that they was beefing back and forth online, but I don't understand how something so minuscule eventually leads to someone losing their life. What I do remember is one of their first clashings, so to speak, was when King Von said the NBA Youngboy wasn't living how he's saying his rhymes. And from then on, they both would take shots at each other. Now, I take, what these rappers say with a grain of salt these days because they beef with each other over the most trivial stuff. And when it comes to getting or maintaining exposure, there's no such thing as bad publicity. So the problem is that for some, it's just not enough money or fame in the world to soothe a bruised ego. I do remember Vaughn saying that it wasn't a real beef, but they were still taking shots back and forth. Now fast forward a little bit, so about 3 months ago, King Von's friend Lil Reese, Quando Rondo, who's a rapper out of Savannah, Georgia, who is now signed to NBA Youngboy's label, and I think the parent company is Atlantic, if I'm not mistaken, started getting into it online. Things escalated when DJ Akedemiks posted Quando Rondo's first week album sales, which were considered in the music industry to be low. So Lil Reese didn't waste no time clowning Quando Rondo, which DJ Akedemiks posted. So Quando Rondo went in on DJ Akedemiks because he felt like DJ Akedemiks was trying to play him. So before I post the audio of DJ Akedemiks and Quando Rondo, I'm going to read some of these posts first. So basically, DJ Akedemiks posted Quando Rondo's Diary of a Lost Child. Basically, his first week sales was 3,500. And then they had words back and forth, whatever. So Akedemiks says, Rondo, you flop because you're a bum who don't sell records. Your label offered me money to promote you. I declined. Sorry, buddy, you flop. Talk to the fans, not me. And then DJ Akedemiks and King Von's friend Lil Reese is going back and forth about basically King Von outselling Quando Rondo when his album drops. And then somebody says, y'all really think Quando is NBA's shadow? And so then somebody had said to Lil Reese that he should do a song with NBA Youngboy. And Lil Reese responded, I won't dare pay that little boy to get on the track with me, Nick. So then Lil Reese comes on to defend his low album sales, the Akedemiks posted, saying the Grim Reaper responds to people trying to clown him about his sales for his latest EP. And then Lil Reese says they stupid. They don't know the difference between a mixtape, which is a free album, that I drop mixtapes, haven't done an album yet. So then he goes on to beg for sales, basically saying pre-order my album 10 times. If you mess with me, make me outsell Quando Rondo. So then Lil Reese says, I ain't gonna lie, when I catch at Quando Rondo again, I want to see what all that tough talk about. And then somebody says, bro, you like 5'7". And so Lil Reese says, I'm 6 feet, bro. Where you get that height from? I beat the F out that little boy. He's too little.
Posted a story that where you and Dirk were into it. I posted what Dirk said. No, not Dirk. Lil Reese said, and you did not choose to respond to Reese. You chose to wish death on me. Quando Rondo, I don't care about you or your career. You tried to disrespect me because I tried to give an opinion, not even an opinion. I tried to showcase that somebody was dissing you. I am not on your team. What'd you say? Dude playing with aim like that just to get some streams. Quando Rondo, I will look you in the face. I hope you see this. I could outsell you without a song. You're not that lit. And by the way, you're not even lit more than Lil Reese. Nigga like me thinking that I'm like one of these other media niggas. I am not. I don't like none. Didn't care that young boy invited me to come see him on his jet. If young boy want to diss me, I don't care. I built what I built from scratch, and I will never be disrespected because of that.
So DJ Akedemiks always got himself in the middle of somebody's situation. All that yelling, he ain't gonna crush a grape in Welch's backyard. So anyway, it was a mess. Quando Rondo did direct that energy mostly to DJ Akedemiks and not Lil Reese. And he was even talking about putting voodoo on DJ Akedemiks. Now, I'm no advocate for senseless violence or internet thugging, but that's the plan, little buddy. Like, you just gonna go home and stick pin DJ Akedemiks to death? Alright, cool. So moving right along. So by way of social media, they continued on, and egos were getting fed and egos were getting bruised. But niggas got points to prove, right? So this beef between King Von, Lil Reese, and their crew and NBA Youngboy and Quando Rondo's crew slowly but surely continued to escalate. So let me just say this. When King Von and Asian Doll first got together, I thought it was a match made in publicity heaven. Yeah, I said what I said. I believe their partnership was contrived. Although I do believe that Von developed real feelings for her, he just didn't seem to be as into her as she was into him. I don't know, that's just the feeling that I got whenever I saw them in videos and pics. There just seemed to be some disconnect on his end. So when they broke up, Von and NBA Youngboy's, I believe, fourth or fifth baby mama, Jania, were spotted out together in public. There were speculations that they were dating, but they both denied the rumors, saying that they were working on music. Jania also made a comment saying that she doesn't know why people so worried and that she's just trying to get to the bag for her son, although we know that Jania was soaking that attention up. So next thing you know, Asian Doll linked up with NBA Youngboy to supposedly do a song as well, both of which we've never heard. I swear you can't make this up. Asian and Jania both were going back and forth on social media, while Von and his friends were clowning Asian and Jania, and it obviously continued to escalate regardless of how unbothered King Von and NBA Youngboy were trying to appear to be. Now, one thing, I ain't never been a hater. Get your bag, but at what expense? In my opinion, everybody using everybody, but it's the females that wind up looking crazy. A lot of females could have been in their position, and Von the NBA, young boy would have attempted the same play. Both ladies are beautiful, but they're going to get older and your taste in men are going to change. You may not always want a man with at least 3 bodies, as Asian says. Just be mindful to not let how you moving now get in the way of some really good opportunities in the future. I just want to say, in regards to what happened the night of Von's murder, I do believe the story that the manager gave did coincide with what I saw on the video. I do agree that people should stop talking about what they would have done when they haven't experienced that lifestyle and have never been put in that situation. Preventative measures could have been taken before they got to the spot. Therefore, they wouldn't have even gone there. But they was on a certain type of time, and so they attracted that type of energy. Now that's how the game go, especially being that they was extra lit and probably off their square. Now, according to the manager, he said that King Von said he was done beefing over the internet with Quando Rondo. So at that point, there was no more talking. King Von saw his opportunity and he took it. I am from Chicago as well, and I can relate. I mean, when I was younger, I was a hothead and living that gang life. And if I said I was going to do something, going back on my word just didn't seem to be an option. But I will say this, being a goon isn't always as glamorous as people make it seem, especially when your family and your children has to now grieve you because of it. The cards was dealt already. It was just Von's time to go. Yes, be a man or a woman of your word, because your word in most cases is all that you have. But let that be to your benefit and not your detriment. Now, unfortunately, I don't believe that this will end anytime soon, because in the streets, a lot of people's way of coping is getting retaliation. And until that changes, it'll be hard for those engaging in that lifestyle to see through the fog. Billionaire Black, another Chicago rapper and close affiliate to the late FBG Duck, has been real vocal on social media, taunting Von after his passing. Von's friend 600 Breezy has been going back and forth about, insinuating what he's going to do. I mean, the cycle is just going to continue until people wake up. So, because a lot of people were aware of the beef between NBA Youngboy and King Von before his passing, people were taking to social media to ask NBA Youngboy how he was. And NBA Youngboy responded, apparently not in his right mind, but he did respond and said this.
I'm still in a dark place inside my life. I'm still hurting, but I'm still always praying though. And even though it's getting ugly, I'm still getting it on. So I'm letting y'all know I love y'all and I'm good. No need to worry about me at all.
I will say this, NBA Youngboy has a very dark energy around him, and his eyes just seem to be soulless to me. He needs help, and he seems to know that, but he just can't seem to shake whatever this stronghold is. He has a lot of kids that need their father, so I just hope that he can get the help that he needs. We are losing too many of our own, and I can't count off the top of my head how many young Black men in the music industry who's caught cases and lost their lives in the past 2 years. So I hope that NBA Youngboy has people around him who cares enough to get him the help that he needs, and I hope that he's receptive to getting help so he can be here for a long time. So before we get out of here, we're going to touch on what T.I. posted on Instagram following King Von's death. If you want to pause the video and read for yourself, you can, and then I'm going to come back and give my thoughts on the situation. So, Tia, I just want to say this. I was highly disgruntled by your insensitive and unsympathetic actions given the unfortunate and untimely death of our brother Davon Daquan Bennett, aka King Von. Making such a preposterous statement at an unquestionably inopportune moment was at the bare minimum discourteous to the late King Von, his loved ones, and allies. You then, without success, attempted to beguile the masses with your subsequent posts. However, I like to refer to it as merely backbiting. T.I. Tip Harris, it would have behooved you to examine said temperature in the room prior to verbalizing your ideas to the public. We, the people, will not cancel you. However, we'll alternatively use this as a teachable moment. We acknowledge that you have an astronomical fan base, not just here in Chicago, but globally as well. Although we've been hanging on by a mere thread as you release subpar music, we continue to uphold you as the legend that you are. But my brother, you are bankhead bouncing on thin ice, and that is that on that. So that is all we have for today, you guys. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And more importantly, be safe, stay blessed, stay in tune, and stay out the way. Until next time, take care.